So I really think he needs to have a lot of success on the operator. He gave up the jet role when they picked up, when Food and Crashies joined this team. He made a huge sacrifice as the opper for the team to step back, become a support player in Omen, but also still op. He still ops a lot on this Omen role, more so than any other Omen in NA. And if he can find success in that role against the loose style of LG, Envy will roll through this matchup.
And here we go. Map 1 between Luminosity and Envy in the lower bracket. The loser is eliminated in this best of 3. We start things off on Haven here with Luminosity on this attack. On the pistol, hitting that A site pretty hard, it looks like, and Finesse playing in the cage, but we're going to get Cypher on Cypher action, and Proto knows the tricks of the trade, and it will be a plant here coming through for the side of Luminosity. Envy on that retake. And Caboose, maybe with the timing, but no, it's a Proto who actually finds the timing on him. That's not a good look here for the retake.
No, this retake is quickly becoming less and less likely for Envy. Find themselves in a 3-on-5, 2-on-5, 1-on-5. Everyone's dead, Dan. No,
like a count from Sesame Street, just missing the at the end of it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm back in the kitchen right now with Ella, teaching her how to count down.
Yeah, just making this a very accessible show, an educational show.
Yeah, that was a great A hit though, coming out of Luminosity, baiting the Jets' movement. You can see they just sent your boy Dre to break that trip short A, and a Proto with the perfect distance supporting him takes out FNS. Fell perfectly into the bait, and now we're heading into round 2. Envy's gonna full save here.
Revealing area.
So looking at some mid aggression coming through, the typical stuff, the cage, we're going to see that on A lobby a lot, but the walk into B, I mean, this is totally open, and they would be so correct because there's nobody home playing the retake scenario. And normally on a gun round, you'd be like, well, this is very awkward to hold this plant, but because they're against an ecoing team, it actually is a lot easier.
That's a Vandal.
Oh my god. It's
Ooh, they have to guard that weapon.
Yeah. Looking pretty nice on the ground. And Finesse is going to be able to take that control around A main. It's looking a little bit scary. We talked about how difficult it can be to hold this site, and it will go ultimately fairly well. 3 players left standing. The Vandals collected by Thief. So 2-0 for Luminosity.
Yeah, and that might be a little bit of a vision into the future of this matchup, right? Your boy Dre, I'm going to praise him all series long. This guy is insanely talented. Like, we will see him hit ridiculous shots, but he's taking the fight to his opponents all the time, and he can get caught off. Like, playing aggressive in that smoke with a Vandal on an eco round all by yourself, that's a huge risk, right? That could have gone the other way. It didn't burn him there. I like what I'm seeing out of him early, confidence-wise. It's the same thing as Pistol, Dan. They just group outside of A. They wait for this initial control of Envy to subside, and now we're literally doing the same strat.
It's good though. Food was able to pick up the Orbeez on the site as well. Try to help out here. It's going to be difficult though. Crashies! That's a great start though. A quick 2K, and oh my god, they can't get in. That is a huge fail in terms of Luminosity finding any entries, but what a great success. Crashies getting those 2 initial kills. That just kills the momentum into the site, and well, I mean, that's really interesting. Luminosity perhaps will have to be have a few more dimensions to the rounds.
Yeah, maybe that went a little bit different than how we saw it the first time. That was crazy. That went totally opposite of the pistol round. You can see FNS not getting caught on short A doesn't allow, the whole house of cards to come collapsing down in the A site. And Envy just, solidly held their crossfires. LG never got even close to the site. Cam to keep eyes on mid right there from a Proto, so he has vision even though mid window's smoked. You can see he has a lot of knowledge about this mid aggression right now. It's going to make Thief feel pretty comfortable peeking this window in a second. And from the looks of things, we might be gathering for a B hit.
Food has been harvesting those orbs as well. And he's now got the run it back available thanks to that. So something to bear in mind as well, as mid is being worked on here by Luminosity. And having Crashies so deep in short is actually huge as well, because the drone's going to come through and he's going to actually fall back out. He is able to take the drone down, but that kind of allows Envy to know that there's not really much going on towards A. So now you can see they're drifting towards B and C, knowing that that's where the round is likely to finish here for Luminosity.
Yeah, Envy has a great read on this round. We've said it before when we watched their Haven, FNS, with the reads on the stacks. He's all over it.
He's looking for the spots for those recons, and oh, he's going to be able to find the kill through the cloud burst. It's looking pretty difficult. Envy have backside control. It's huge, and they take down your boy Dre. The duelist is gone out of the picture. Thief, though, is the duelist that it remains, and he's doing a good job here, keeping this round alive for his team. Caboose sitting in the dark cover, playing that close range. A Proto, though, he knows better. And it's trades upon trades. It's now just down to a Proto. He's in the 1v1. No time to work with, though. He's going to be forced to plant the spike. He has no time. It's over. And that was very well played by Envy. The Proto, nothing he can do there in the end.
They made you weak.
Oh, when he came into that dark cover, I thought he would be at such a disadvantage. He just comes in and frags. Was that Caboose? Just,
yeah.
The star duelist waiting for the Cypher to come into the dark cover just gets completely outreacted and gunned down. Holy cow, what an insane frag from a Proto to even make that round winnable. Whew. But Envy's not, you know, in a safe territory yet. They lost a lot of members right there. I mean, their economy isn't looking good. So even though only sheriffs are in play other than a Proto, very dangerous round here.
We've got Mummy on that operator, looking for that peak from grass to mid to B. And he, as you mentioned before, Mummy on that Omen operator is going to be a problem. Gets the tag, the leg shot onto Thief, or maybe it was just through the wall. Either way, Thief is down to 5 HP. And looks like Luminosity will collect themselves here, looking to perhaps gain position together. The smoke on C window. But they're actually going to be. And the trip is on Garage, so right now, Envy have a good sense of what's happening. They're giving up the B site because they're happy to retake this if necessary. Caboose spots an opportunity, though. Takes down your boy Dre. Spike's getting planted, but Caboose is right there. He's going to take Thief down. And they've got to be careful here, Sean. It's a 3v3.
We're in 3-on-3, Dan. The Cypher ult comes in. All of the info is now known.
Or they're going to go to the A site. And here comes Mummy. Is he going to find the cross in time? Oh, he just misses the timing. And that's the spike now going to go down. Food coming up on the flank from A long. I don't think they're going to have any idea of his position. Completely unaware of Proto. And that's going to be the end of him. And there's no one ready to protect the spike. And the wall is there for Food. He can wall off, spawn if he wants, and just stick the defuse. Mummy has the cover. Difficult spot for start. If he can get the operator out of the hands of Mummy, that would be a big window. And he's able to take him down. Defuse is coming through. Allah's going to try to make a go of this. Out comes the Sheriff. And they're going to give him the respect. They're going for the swing. Stella's actually alive still.
I don't see how Stellar managed to get through this, though, Dan. Yeah. Very well played from Envy right there. Not giving Stellar the fights that he really needs to win that round. You know, taking jiggles here and there. And then sticking the spike, you know, when it's fully secure and he has jumped away to A-Link. Envy looks like they've managed to settle down and find full control in this game.
Yeah,
Mame is becoming a little bit more activated with this op roll. He's going to push short A here, Dan, and potentially shut down the A hit that we've seen Luminosity have some success with.
Three-man set up there on C, so maybe see Food walking down C long. Recon there as well, pretty deep. So that's going to assist Food's push, and you can see that Luminosity have a sense of what that probably means. Food just has position in cubby, not looking to go any further, but that's still great information. It does allow FNS, if he wants to leave C completely. He's got his eyes on Garage as well, but there is a trip there also. So right now, Envy have a lot of control.
Yeah, I really dislike this from LG, but this drone will spot Food. Actually, it gets taken out by FNS. I mean, we've seen this set up a lot in pro play, so they should be aware, but I'm a little disappointed by LG's lack of map control. I mean, they give up mid, they give up A main, and they give up C. Now they're going into so many unknowns. They're just going to have to shoot their way out of this.
Sometimes that's just how they like it. Food, those going to be able to take down your boy Drain. And just as you said, no awareness at all of this position. And huge problem, that lack of info. And Flash comes through. He doesn't have to do anything, just just has to survive in that position. They can't push forwards, and they've been trying to go into this A site, but the trade comes through onto Mummy. There's still players around that can slow things down here. We'll get those nades coming in from Caboose, surely. Though actually, it's a little bit further than I thought. Working the heaven position, but it's Crashies delaying the spike with the ult. And the buy time for rotation.
Though, Dan, that's a big find, making this a 4-on-2. Food proving his star potential. These last two players are just locked in the site. They need to fight their way out.
Very tough position. Backs against the wall. In comes the might of Envy. Stella takes down one, but Caboose easily dispatching the remainder. And there goes the defuse, and Envy looking pretty good. And as you say, Sean, we would have liked to maybe have seen more from Luminosity. They actually made that round look kind of doable despite being in such a terrible kind of early and mid-round position, but ultimately Envy on top.
Yeah, they did. They managed to claw back into it. But I'm not very optimistic on how they spread out across the map. And even on the pistol, they're kind of slow to the A take. And you could see by the third round, Envy has already figured out how to counter that A take. So is LG going to get map control? Because again, they're all in the same spot right now in spawn. No one's putting pressure A. No one's putting pressure C. And this isn't a good look unless they just win every duel.
Standing ahead.
Food continuing to farm that long A orb. And he's never really been denied that, Sean. That's definitely an opportunity for Luminosity, but it's just free value for Envy so far.
Yeah, and he's got the second run it back of the half already. He's on pace to... He might pull off 4 this half. That would be ridiculous if we see 4 run it backs in one half.
Taking down that camp, but the trip is there as well. The trip has been left up in many of these rounds in Garage. And I'm going to see Caboose holding onto this position. The trip's finally... Actually is still in play, it seems, in Garage. So that's really helpful. If they try to rush down Caboose, he can get one, he can fall back, and the trip will catch the second.
Dan, like, there's so many options for Caboose right now in this garage position. His smoke is off. Oh, dear. This is a bad smoke. And another trip from B. They haven't even taken care of this yet.
30 seconds, and they're going to go for the push into the B site. Food again, as you said. Run it back is available, although he might not get a chance to use it. The dash comes through from your boy Dre with the judge. A Proto finds one onto Finesse. And despite how grim some of these scenarios look and the options for Envy, they're on the back foot pretty heavily right now and have to retake this B site. Caboose opens things up. The showstopper could be pulled out, but your boy Dre with the swing. And it's, he is just owning everybody at the moment. And Mummy has to save this operator. There's no other choice.
That's unreal, Dan. It looked like Envy was set up so well. Your boy Dre opening things up by dashing into Food. It's not like he's doing, the standard, I'm going to take a jet up shot and then dash away and live. No, he's dashing at him. He's dashing at his face with a judge and just takes out the star player, opening up the A link, giving the plant on the A side. I mean, there's so many things that does. It's not just one frag. The opening frag of a round on that attack side does so much. It gave them the space needed for the Sheriffs to find more kills. And, I mean, your boy Dre he came up real big. Yeah, I mean, even once he picked up the Phantom, just taking out the last 2 right there. Huge round from him.
Yeah, just that one action from him with the paranoia on A link. That was everything. Very impressive. Again, we it's funny because the way we're talking about Luminosity, it's so stark. Such a stark contrast to how we were talking about Gen G or 100 Thieves and the way they were setting up things. We're like, Luminosity are already struggling in these areas, but they still find a way to close. So if that's going to be the case, you can't argue with that.
Yeah, super quick long. We wanted to see them fight for this orb. Dre just runs through the smoke with a Reyna Lear, and he fights for it. The drone only spots your boy Dre. I think... Oh no! It spotted Thief!
Oh, that's huge, because then that means that Thief actually moves out of position, and Mummy catches him. What a clutch drone tag right at the end there, and that's an early 5v4. And Luminosity might speed up the pace now. You can see them walking through grass, walking through mid. However...
I mean, look, Dan, they've lost A again. They have no A control, no C control again. They have to go B. They have no choice. There's a trip in garage. There's a guy with a sight down A long.
Although so far no choice has been working out for them. We'll see if it's going to be ringing true here as well.
Cage
Your boy
triggered.
Trey is going to be into the dark cover in A-Link. Again, he's looking for that value there. As Finesse gives his position up, as he goes for the frag, the timing is found. But that Proto,
Oh my.
he's actually insane. What a beautiful series of kills from him. And your boy Trey is still alive, doing damage. Food, though, in the mix on B. But they
30
found
seconds
the way onto the A side with the spike, somehow in the chaos because of the path that your boy Dre cleared through that A-Link position. Dark cover down, post-plant positions, not looking too shabby here.
There.
As Caboose comes through.
There.
Ooh, looks like they might have a good sense of what's happening here. This paint shot's going out. That's going to give some cover, actually, for Food to come out of that position a long. And it's going to work out really nicely, the distraction play. And it's up to your boy Dre. He said he's talented, but Food, he's got buckets of talent himself, and he'll win the day.
Wow. I mean, Envy needed heroics to win that round. A Proto, it's just whipping everywhere in the back of the B site. Takes off 3 heads. Unfortunately for him, one of them was the run it back from Food. So he takes out one player, but it really doesn't count for anything. This is incredible from a Proto.
Yeah, the 180 resets there are beautiful. Great mechanics. I mean, that's what he's known for, too. That's what I mean, he plays Cypher, but he's known for that. And that's an amazing thing to have on your team. A player who's going to be alive late round, who's always able to just do insane things and turn the round on its head.
Ooh, this looks like we're gearing up for a C hit, Dan. And Dre probably wants that orb, so that way he can get his daggers. Moose has his ult and insta-droning. So you can see there's Dre getting the daggers. Moose making the trip at the front of C. It's a big info, but Food aggressing. He is taking the fight right now to Luminosity.
Really smart, punishing the default there, Food. Able to get. Oh no! The third kill's insane from Food. He's gonna look for another one as well. He's already got that run it back up online again. I don't know how many that is at this point, Sean, but it's definitely helping out Envy massively. Food will swing for the last. The trade comes through from Crashies, and what a timing Envy found there. That gap in the default, nobody in mid, in the early round timing, the walkout, the classic, works so well.
That was something. That third frag from Food was one of the most ridiculous whips. Oh, that's so fast. He's dealing with the daggers on a Jet, too. That Jet could just easily cut space on him. Takes him out immediately. Switches over to the fourth. Man, Food's playing with a lot of confidence right now. That's something that a lot of people have criticized him for in big games in the past. So for him to play with that kind of aggression shows me that Envy is ready to, make a deep run here.
I just tried to Google what is food sensitivity after that one. You just get lots of allergy tests, so not worth it. Anyway, we'll see if they can keep that up, because right now, Envy are certainly managing to pull ahead here, 6-3 in favor of them, and another slow round from Luminosity on these defaults. Maybe that was something that they're a little bit afraid of now, just this confidence that there may be pushes early in the round from Envy. But as you say, once again, there's so little presence from Luminosity at these early rounds across C, mid, and A long.
They've got nothing. They've got nothing right now. Look where Caboose is. It's allowing the rotate off of C. Look where Crashies is. It's allowing the rotate off of A. I mean, there's just a lack of map pressure. And even if they take out Caboose here, which they probably should, the rotate is so... I mean, it's going to take so long for them to get to the site. They're so far from it.
The food is there as well now. So, he's actually out of position. It's totally up to Caboose. Oh, the half clear, but still it works out. And it's down to Food. He's going to get annihilated on the site. Let's run it back at least. Your boy Dre up on the sides. Now, backside control is not there this time for Envy. If you manage to hold onto backside, it bodes extremely well for the defenders. But this time, they don't have that to work with. Envy trying to go through Garage. A Proto is there to meet it. The lineup is there just for a moment, but Luminosity have so much firepower trained on these positions. They're not giving up anything. And your boy Dre, it feels like he's what we're seeing in the crosshairs of any defending player every single time, just swinging out violently. And Luminosity will pick it up. And despite giving up all the map control early on, Sean, if they're still able to just walk to a site and close these rounds, it doesn't really matter that much. And Envy, we might start to see more aggression from them, but there's not that many. Obviously, there's only 2 rounds left in the half now for them to try to punish this slow style.
Yeah, it's It's interesting because your boy Dre fell to that spot once before, and his approach this time was totally different. He ran past it, creating space for the person behind him, and there's pretty much no world where Caboose walks out of that situation alive. Great play from the duelist on the LG side.
Scary stuff there. Food. Shots. Oh, the bait setup though. Crashy is able to take down one. The dog, or rather, sorry, the paranoia was ready too. So with that play around short, Envy have actually put Luminosity into a position where they kind of have to reset things. You see the drone is forced there to get that info. Is there anybody A short? What do they know? And Crashies, he pulls out the Hunter's Fury. What a beautiful read in reaction to the drone, knowing that there might be someone following that in that position, trying to punish the Sova, and he's going to find one. Beautiful work from Envy.
Great job from him. And they get control back of this A long position. You see Food has the choke points, pushing up aggressively. They constantly just take this ground when it's given to them.
It's a huge angle. Food. He's going to find one. Another challenge comes through. The trade's good for LG, but again, so much to be done.
He knows both are by A, and look at the rotate coming in.
30 seconds left.
I don't think they can predict Crashy's angle. Crashy's is going to clean up here.
There's just so much to worry about. There's just no time to worry about it as Crashies takes them down with the help of Mummy. And Envy are now 7-4. So it's looking really good. Had some scary situations, but it does seem like Luminosity struggle to create opportunities for themselves, and it feels like a lot of their plays are kind of desperate or without information.
Yeah, indeed. And I mean, a lot of viewers are probably wondering, well, you probably don't need map control, right? After watching LG play. Well, the reason why map control is important is for situations like this not to happen, right? Where Food gets that aggressive early information, and by the time you get A, you know, his comm has gravitated 3 people there. And if you get the frag on him, he gets the comm that you're running back. I mean, they'll be all over C by the time you're there. You have to do a lot to win those type of rounds without map control. And Envy just played that perfectly. Very well played by Envy there.
Crashy's had the recon behind the cage on a lobby as well. Recon saw absolutely nothing, so he's able to assume that there's nobody there. You can see he's now kind of cheating towards the middle of the map, towards B. Leaving A for retake. And I mean, there's so far the reads here from Envy are good. They got lots of players around C and B. And we've got the garage take through now from Luminosity. Plenty of time if they wanted to reset anything, but it looks like they want to go for that C split. But this defense looks very difficult to stop.
Yeah, how are they going to get past this crossfire between Mame and Caboose?
There's a dash through. Caboose is not falling for it. He's letting that go. Letting it just nearsighted. Doesn't care. Very precise there, Caboose. And it's a slaughter here, Sean. And once again, it feels like it came down to just Luminosity not winning the battle with their default on early map control. And Envy took full advantage, finish off the half 8-4.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that crossfire would be hard to stop. But once that recon pinged 2 people in the C site, here's what a pro is thinking. Oh, the recon saw 2 people C. If 2 people are C, 1 guy has to be B, 2 people have to be A, maybe one's garage. Regardless, I'm not expecting a 3rd person on C, and I'm definitely not clearing the left corner if I get the info in a pro match that 2 people are backside. So you can see it, the second that happened, it was like the perfect scenario to activate Caboose. Oh man, that's unlucky for LG. Great read though, again from Envy.
And it's a different ball game now. We're on the defending side for Luminosity, so I think that they'll fare a lot better here, but with that said, Envy's defaults are very strong, so it all starts with the pistol, as we always say, and Envy are taking a slow approach for now. Seeing
Yes.
3 frenzies actually on Envy, which is...
Yeah, similar setup though with the cam in mid for Envy. So FNS throws that cam, and then now Crashies is going to use a drone to clear out all of this close stuff in A. And the Cypher in A Link should hear the drone. So he's hearing the drone, but they're not biting because this is a full retake setup on A for LG, which is a great counter to what Envy's about to do.
Walking through garage. Options for C. Now as they start to walk through, playing the contact's going to come down to these fast-moving frenzy fights. Food is the first one in. Your boy Dre stops it though. That initial kill's huge, but the trades are coming through, and side control looks like it's going to Envy here. They've got it.
Careful.
They're going to get a spike planted. They're looking to go for that back plant, which is really good for long.
Spike planted.
Very good plant to defend. The boost trying to work that garage position again. That's some info.
Ooh, some info. They know one's garage. They hear the Sova spawn. They know exactly what's going on now.
Caboose looking after this position. What comes through. The timing is so critical. We'll be with Caboose this time around, and that's going to be a wrap, I think. There goes the paint shells denying entry for Moose. Got no health left. We'll try to get some extra money out of this one, though. Trying to at least deny money entry. Oh, and he's going to actually take the frag, and if he could have delayed them long enough, maybe he would have even gotten some kills for the from the spike. But either way, will be Envy picking up the pistol.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate for LG because they had the right read. I mean, Envy did exactly what you would want, right? You stack the C side and the pistol. You have 3 people there, similar to what Envy had that last round of the last half. You want them to come C into the stack. But Envy's take was just gorgeous. The flash coming through, paint shells getting a frag, you know, the Lear, I'm sorry, the Phoenix flash. Everything just looked so polished that the 3 players couldn't find fights. Back to the same old food, farming these orbs, but he'll actually loan this one over to the Rays.
It's a gathering run garage right now. That's mostly where we see Luminosity players, and that's where they would like to make their stand. Of course, they need things to go. They need a bit of fortune here. They need some luck in terms of how Envy move around the map. But Envy are usually quite good at getting information and using their utility to keep themselves safe. And you can see the drone's going to be clearing some of these close positions down long. And if you go down long, and you play
for
this
short. Oh, that's beautiful.
fake.
So Envy has all of the little things figured out, right? You don't want to go short A blindly on these eco rounds, going up against frenzies, shotguns, you know, all of these things in close range battles you don't want to take. So they send the boombot short A, but LG is not falling for this at all. They're falling right into the stack, Dan.
This is going perfect for Luminosity. You just have to hit the shots at this point. The paranoia, that's going to slow things down as well. And now you're starting to think, oh, there's a chance. There comes the Bucky from your boy Dre. And he's going to have help from this position as well. They might not expect 2 from there. Mummy will take down your boy Dre. Do they clear this now? No, not quite. There's one from Thief. Trays are coming through, though, from Envy. Thick and fast. And it's going to go their way for the 10-4 lead. That looks good, though, from Luminosity. They, as you said, Sean, they read that. They read that it was a fake with the utility around A.
Whew. Yeah. That was so scary, so scary. When the Bucky just plucks your duelist out right before the strat ever starts, and then you get paranoid, and then the recon comes. You can imagine what's going into those attackers. They're like, oh my god, that's at least 3 players at this side. All of those shenanigans at A, they didn't fall for it. Oh my goodness. But they have no map control. So they have to go forward. They have no choice because it's better to go forward into the known than go back into the unknown to clear all those angles out on the flank. Whew, that could have gone the other way.
Yeah, that's such a good point. And time is against you too. The less the time, the less properly you can, the less safe things can be for you. And I mean, Luminosity, they may have to play, I feel like, judging by the first half, they might have to play that stacking game, that game where they're not challenging as much, because it doesn't seem like they're as equipped to do that against Envy. And that's totally okay. That's a style of play that you can definitely go with. But maybe we'll talk more about that later as we see this bonus situation here for Envy. They've got a lot of Spectres, 4 Spectres in play. The Frenzy even crashes as well. So not investing really anything extra into this one.
It's really not that good of a buy of Luminosity. If you look at Cellar, no TPs, no Lears on Thief. You know, not much utility. The Cypher actually has full utility down already. So even though it says 0, he did full buy. But this isn't the best opening round. I mean, even the Cypher has a Guardian. You know, like this is not a great situation for LG. Again, the same setup at A for Envy. The drone long, the boombot short. You can hear it happening, and it's drawn your boy Dre to the A site. That is not the correct move. But it's so easy to be deceived.
Yeah, you'd want to find some way to confirm whether that's fake or not, but they just don't have the luxury to do it, so they have to gamble a little bit. And now Envy will make their way through Garage. Food is leading the way as always, trying to clear all these positions on the entry. And oh, Caboose has found his way onto that backside with the showstopper. He's slowing things down here for the defenders, and they're all stuck outside of the site. A huge gate now that has to be passed. And Caboose is the gatesman. He's got Food there for assistance as well. Oh, they might be able to get through this. There goes the trade, and just like that, only crashes against 3. Picks up the Spectre. This is going to be extremely difficult. These players are fairly healthy, and your boy Dre with the angle. And he's going to take down Crashies. So Luminosity, despite how rough that round kind of looked in many respects, and how little information they had, they come out on top with 3 players left alive.
Yeah, that was a great round for LG to, manage to start their comeback to get back in this game. And the one thing that I would really like to draw attention to is when Food was throwing that firewall, which is a great play once he gets it down, LG is swinging. They're very aggressive. That's what they do best. That's their style. So if they didn't swing past that firewall, I would be concerned. I would say they're shelling up. They're not in their, they're not doing their game plan. Regardless of the score, I like what I'm seeing out of LG because it shows me that they have the confidence to beat Envy playing their style.
Standing ahead.
Yeah, totally agree. Play through to a long here to challenge him. Your boy Trey's gonna have to fall back. He does have the daggers out, but he's lost Moose. And with that pick, even if Envy wanted to full send it to A, they can actually reset with this advantage. They can play the clock a little bit.
So you can see the boombot causes Dre to retreat off of short A. He was playing that Judge, and the close angle is a very powerful angle for a Judge. But the boombot, he knows it's going to push him back. He has to give it up. He's going back to long. I think he's going to think about re-aggressing here.
I think that's a good move because especially having impacted this portion of the round, given that they were a man down, it seems necessary. They need something, and your boy Dre is looking to deliver. He's the guy that can make something happen, but there's 2 players long. He just did not expect that at all. Seeing short completely clear, it seemed as though his mind was expecting a completely different position for Envy, and they abuse the information play. Food takes down Stella, and now the site is completely given up. The spike's been planted, and it doesn't feel like Luminosity have anything to go and retake with.
Oh, so scary for LG now too, because they won that last round with 3 alive. Their economy can't be that great. They're gonna have to save these 2 weapons if they have any chance of coming back into this game. So it's very important that these 2 players live throughout this 5-on-2.
There's so much time to hunt them down as well, and for Envy, there's not really that much risk. I'm not sure what their economy is like, but I'm certain that they can invest at least a couple players to find these frags. At least they've got some of the trips to rely on, but
yeah, while the hunt continues, the little CS trick is if 2 of your players die, 2 of the remaining players that live can drop them weapons. But if 3 players die, I mean, it's not like 3 players can live. You don't have 6 players on a team. So you can usually afford to, throw 2 people to the wolves and hunt those frags. But it is a little different in Valorant because when you hunt those frags in Valorant, you're not just, giving up frags. You're giving up ult orbs. So
yeah.
You have to be careful. You have to be very careful. It really depends on who you're hunting, where they are in getting their ult. There's a lot of things that go into play. And you can see Envy actually gave them respect and didn't hunt them.
We get a 3-man setup towards long. Luminosity looking to fight for a lobby control. It might work out for them, but the pace is actually fairly quick here from Envy towards Garage. With the long play, it actually might commit them in.
So aggressive.
Oh, this is brilliant. That's so smart from Moose. He knows his angles. He knows exactly what's going on. They're all in Garage at Proto. Able to find Crashies as he swings the window. And Luminosity, they read this play just quickly enough. They reacted just quickly enough to get the advantage in numbers. But they have to play that retake game now.
The aggression, Dan. The aggression. They're coming into spawn.
Envy not allowing them to set up here. There's a curveball to allow them to kind of cover the retreat. Thief is on the flank. If Thief gets distraction, if his teammates run distraction, he might be able to get some free kills, but Mummy has a great sense of what's going on here. Dashing into Moose. Your boy Dre is still alive in this 2-on-2. Retreating once again, trying to play the spike now. This is great work from Envy to try to win this round. The jump peeking comes through as well. Just the bait, setting Mummy up as he moves forward. The stick is coming. Mummy has to run for it, and the challenge from your boy Dre is strong. It's good. finishes off the round. Luminosity, it's crazy, Sean, because I just keep feeling, I keep getting the sense like they're behind, but they find ways to win.
Yeah, that's the Jet Dash. The Jet Dash gifted LG that round. Caboose is in, what would this be called? Like the S tier, God tier off angle. Like I have never seen that angle retaking the C site. So he was going to get that frag on any agent, but the get out of jail free Jet Dash. You know, the Jet sees him and dashes away, and all of a sudden you're in an off angle in the middle of the open. Your angle is no longer even good. It goes from being the best off angle possible to an awful spot.
Your boy Dre, he's doing it again with a dash, able to take down one, reset for the next, but
Spike down
the question is, has he done enough? The push continues, and Thief, there's another duelist behind that one. And they are just taking the fight straight to Envy. This is an absolute brawl, but Crashies, there's nothing he can do. It's a very fast response, but Luminosity, they shut it down. And just like you said, Sean, when Luminosity are kind of losing in various elements of the game, whether it's information or position or map control, these kinds of things, but when it comes down to them finding spots to play their style, to get the swings in, to have the challenges, to have some setups, they're doing a great job. They're looking fantastic.
Yeah, they're so good when the rounds break down and like the chaos happens and the pure teamwork of comms and just working off of each other on the fly. I think LG is a better team in that scenario. But Envy in these early rounds is getting so many little edges that it's hard to see, you know, it's hard to be optimistic about LG because for the first minute of every round they're losing, and then for the last minute they're winning. It's very weird. It's polarizing.
This setup from Luminosity looks very good to deal with what Envy have in this eco situation. They're looking to, well, they were looking, it seemed like they were looking to get a C split going, but I don't know what made them call that off, but it was very good because they were about to walk into a 3-man setup, which I don't think they would ever be able to deal with. So resetting into a B play. Beef at the back of the site. Stoppers available. This is a very winnable round for Envy, who's looking for a player backside. Thief.
Look at that one way. Oh my goodness, that's insane. That one way, the Omen one way, terrifies the C-Link player. That C-Link player just sat there, couldn't support Thief, got a free plant, and they have a showstopper to guard the defuse and paint shells.
Yeah, it's looking like this will be very difficult.
Oh no.
He's trying to get on top of the structure there. And
a Sova ult and a shock dart. Dan, this is going to be a long time for this defuse going to happen.
Oh, it's getting even worse now because the flank comes through from Finesse. Oh, he can't finish it off with the Frenzy. And Luminosity getting all of the frags. There goes the Hunter's Fury. You're talking about the delay. You're talking about the power of the ultimate, but it's just crashing.
They missed it. It's over. Unreal. Unreal. I looked at the utility.
This is worth celebrating.
I don't get it, Dan. I don't get they're all 5 alive. What has happened? Oh my goodness. It looked like Envy had all the perfect utility to play that post plant. And then when FNS just falls flat on that flank, I mean, you blink and they're all dead. Everyone's dead. Crashy's ulting. And it couldn't have played out better for LG because that was a wasted Sova ult, which is one of the most important pieces of utility in this entire game in my eyes.
Cover going out.
Envy
Wow.
11-8 now, and they are not too far away from winning Haven and taking this first map in this best of 3. Again, loser of this series, this best of 3 series, will be eliminated from the tournament, from Masters.
Again, there's a one way on the left side of the site. The Boombot going A link. How do you even contest it? I love this little look from Envy.
Joke's over.
Oh, I have to look better than the last one. And they don't have the ults to rely on, so maybe that will make the difference. They'll actually try to focus on the fights instead. And Food is finding himself at least a proto. Caboose there, through with the showstopper, clearing a link. But Thief with that lurk through Garage is also going to be causing problems. There's not... Well, there's still a defense here on the side. These dark covers are extremely annoying. Envy there, able to defend this very nicely. And Luminosity, they can't break it. They cannot find a way inside.
That was such a 200 IQ hit from Envy. FNS might not have, had the prettiest round aim-wise, but that strategy coming in, right? With the Omen one way on the left side of B, the Boombot going right side. I mean, you can imagine how difficult that would be to hold for one player on the B side. If you're close, they're going to trade you out. If you're far, you're behind a one-way, or a boombot's going to chase you down. There's not many options. And then they pop 2 ults on the post plant. They pop a run it back and a showstopper. They create tons of space in both A-Link and C-Link. That was beautiful from Envy. That was a gorgeous B-take.
And now 1 round away from winning this map. Haven. Again, getting that C-Long control. I like the aggressive dark cover on A lobby coming in from Luminosity there. It's always a good one to suggest, or at least commit more utility for the attackers to have to clear A lobby again after that, because you don't know what could have crept up behind that dark cover. So you can see the drone has to come out straight away.
Ooh, your boy Dre is actually playing Heaven on a retake setup. This is very interesting. Oh, the drone's logging. That's brutal actually. And the Omen all gets sent back. Oh, this is pretty much all on your boy Dre to hold this site right now, Dan.
And he looks like he might want to try to get into a more aggressive position. He has the dash available to get that kind of forward opening pick. Envy are looking like they want to commit to this. They don't have any presence anywhere else on the map. There's 40 seconds left. They're going to the A site. There is a Hunter's Fury available on Moose. We'll have to see if that comes into play in this one. Oh, your boy Dre's in trouble. Dash straight into the paint shells, and he's gone. A distant memory now, as Luminosity are going to struggle to retake. When does the Hunter's Fury come out? There it is. The lineup's coming through, and he's going to try to stop, delay the plant, and he's going to be able to do so. He takes down... Oh, he gets a second off of the Hunter's Fury, and Thief is lurking above in Heaven. And just like that, a 3 versus 4 hold is required from Envy. It's going to be tough. There's no utility to do it, but Caboose is ready for it. Able to get the paint shells back online again as he looks to hold the site.
Dan, they have no paranoia anymore.
He's holding the dark cover too. Caboose, he can end the round right here as he goes through for the challenge.
Oh!
That's insane from Caboose for the ace!
Attacker
To get
win.
map 1 in the bag. Envy in style. They get it done with the Star Duelist. You wouldn't want to see it any other way, Sean.
That was insane. That second frag on the guy running through the smoke, the whip on him. I mean, Caboose didn't look in form early in that game. That was incredible. Some of the clips from Caboose and Food throughout that map, I mean, that's just, I don't even want to say duelist stiff, because your boy Dre and Thief put up numbers as well. It looked like they're playing with confidence. But, I mean, how do you beat that? How do you beat
It's
that, Dan?
insane, man. It looks like he has an aimbot. I'm not saying that he does. Of course he doesn't. It looks so mechanical. It's just beautiful. It's such a beautiful game there from Envy overall. I think Luminosity definitely showed that they weren't as prepared in terms of the way they were defaulting. They were losing the information game pretty reliably, but they did show that at any stage, even if they go into rounds with disadvantages, that they're very dangerous. So going into the next maps, Sean, I feel very excited for the prospects for Luminosity to be able to find a way to run it back.
Yeah, what is our next map? Is Ascent, right? Is that what our next map is in this series? It's all a blur. We're in our second series.
Yeah, I think so. I have to double check now as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be
It's Ascent.
Okay, so do you feel like that's going to be a better fit? Because I feel like it will be.
It's so hard to say. I mean, Envy is such a strategic team. I think we have to wait. I have some things I want to say about Luminosity, but I'm going to let the analysts go first, then we can come back.
Yeah, quick break, and we'll see you guys soon.
The first map goes the way of Envy off the incredible performance from Caboose, really highlighted there at the tail end as well with an insane aim transfer, spray transfer ace over on the A site to shut things out. But all things said, it did kind of feel like that was their map in general, Belly. It didn't really feel like LG was doing so hot. They started to come alive a little bit towards the tail end, but it was just too little too late.
All right, you know what? I'm tired of muting myself, man. But yeah, this map just.
We gotta
seemed like
change
it
that
was
bingo card to have like
I
the mute
know,
like on
man.
belly instead of the Potter.
Yo, Potter passed it on to me. The thing is, Envy manipulated Luminosity so bad when Luminosity was on defense. It was kind of a joke, right? So the Envy special, in my opinion, is whenever they push a site, and you see it a lot on Bind, right? They would get 1 to 2 kills and then quickly rotate out of there to keep you on your feet. Now, the fake that happened on this map in particular, it wasn't just a rotation. It was the fact that when they would get 2 kills, like on A long or whatnot, they would back up and have Sova drone another part of the map to make LG think the pitch is going there. That was filthy right there, by the way.
My.
But LG bid on it every time. And I was thinking to myself, how can LG counter that? Well, they tried it. They would push Dre up sewers and try to send people deep for that information. But the only thing was, Envy was accounting for that. They were able to get the kills and the information in order to secure those pushes. And there was just no counter available for Luminosity right there. So Envy did a hell of a job, man.
I think the only counters that LG had were like the off timings that they were able to get, right? When
Yes.
I think it was your boy Dre that was able to sneak through FNS that was playing towards Gong. He makes it through the smoke. He gets a couple of kills towards the A side, and that's it. They take the site. So when it came for map control, it was definitely on Envy side. And I gotta say, the combo of Food and Crashies, Food came back. He wants revenge after being tossed over like a ragdoll versus FaZe last week. And he had like, what, 4, I think, run it back in that first half? And it was him and
Yes.
Crashies controlling the long side all the time. He's getting kills. He's farming the orbs. As soon as he gets it, they put him towards the C side so he could run it back and hold the C side with his teammates. They just played things very well for Envy to not allow Luminosity to get any of that map control or even get a lot getting into the sites.
Potter, looking specifically towards the tail end of the game, we had 2 rounds in a row where we saw an incredibly strong take towards the B site, so much so that I think Sean and yourself were looking at the one-way smoke that was utilized by Envy, and we're like, okay, I see what you're doing here.
That's nice.
It was that B site play, and we saw them do it twice. What was the thinking there?
Yeah, twice in a row. And you know, usually as a squad, after you get kind of handled the first time around, you do a strategy, you kind of shy away from it. You bring out the game plan B, the game plan C, but Finesse understood exactly the win conditions, what went wrong, and hit it right back again. That one-way smoke, it just makes your seedling players so nervous to even take any sort of an angle. And when you're the spike planter at B, that's your biggest weak point. So I love the fact that Finesse immediately identified what went wrong, went back right at it, and dominated the second time around that they revisited that B bomb site. And I gotta say, that was really Envy in full control, not only in that round, but we mentioned it, man, Food, the fact that Van Silly called out, he had 4 run it backs on the Phoenix agent. Like, that is just unnecessary. But that was kind of the aggression that Food was having, and he was getting rewarded for it time after time.
You almost said it. I heard it.
I did.
You almost
I
said it. You
almost
caught
said it.
yourself.
There to do.
You caught
Yes.
yourself. But looking at this next map, we're going to be moving into Ascent. It's a little bit scary because LG has struggled more recently. When you actually look at their history, in the most recent history, that is, Veli, it's been a map that they've lost over and over again. Just looking at the statistics here, lost to Sentinels, lost to 100 Thieves, lost to FaZe, beat TSM, lost to XSET, lost to Immortals, lost to 100 Thieves. That's their last 7 matches. They are not having much luck on the map more recently.
And I don't think they're going to have luck here. Yes, I predicted Luminosity to win, but looking at the different play styles that these two teams have, Envy is going to fight fire with fire. There's a setup that Envy does that I think is going to win. FNS, he uses his camera mid a lot, but it's for a specific reason. It's going to be to call out anybody there for Food to go and attack. Now, LG, they love to pressure middle a lot, especially with their main players, Moose and Thief. So I think that Food is just going to outgun him again, man.
Well, the casters are standing by and the action is almost ready. The players are jumping into the server. Let's see if LG can fight back and force a third map. It's all yours.
Thank you, Bog. Thank you very much. Sean, I still like reeling from that ace. I don't know what to do with myself. Caboose just doing just unthinkable things on that A site. And that does not bode well going into this last map, because that's one of the edges you want to see going in the way of Luminosity, is that those individuals in those clutch moments. That's got to be an area where they kind of pull ahead to really, I think, be competitive against Envy here. And going into Ascend, it is a map that's very much based around map control and so on. But it is a map that Luminosity, I feel like, historically have done a really great job on and found a lot of comfort on. So you feel like this should be a better look for Luminosity.
Yeah, it should definitely be a better look. You would think so. And when Luminosity had tons of success, you know, a few months back at this point, they were dominant on this map. But lately, I mean, Bach alluded to it. I'm going to run you through some of the recent games on Ascent, Dan. 13-8 lost to Sentinels. 13-1 lost to 100 Thieves. 13-8 lost to FaZe. 13-9 win against TSM. That's kind of good. 13-7 lost to Xset. 13-11 lost to Immortals. 13-6 lost to 100 Thieves. Like, they are just getting owned every time they play this map. So they had some time. They had a few days here to reconfigure their play coming into this map. And we definitely need to see a different look out of them because Envy is so well drilled on Ascent. This is a map that lends itself to that slow default, the slow burn, you know, where they're pulling people around the map and they're looking for picks on the extremities. They're getting control of A main and B main, and then they're working back through mid and doing a split. You know, if they can get that kind of ground in this matchup, LG will have such a hard time closing out this map.
It's going to be a huge struggle. I feel like I completely agree.
Yeah.
But it is, you know, these teams have had quite a while to prepare. I would imagine it should be pretty obvious for Luminosity how the veto would have gone. So one would hope that they will bring something into this game, much like we saw out of Gen G. Gen G clearly prepared very well when they went up against 100 Thieves, and they were able to really defy the statistics. They were able to set, you know, maybe a new trend can begin with the work that they did, because statistics only tells us about the past. It doesn't tell us necessarily about the future. It just gives us a good idea. And so I'm hoping, you know, I'm really hoping that there is a silver lining there for them, because, you know, going into this, Envy, if I'm Envy, I'm thinking to myself, let's just play our game, a standard game that we're comfortable in, and we know we can win the early game. We know we can win that mid round and that information battle, and we know we can close from those positions. We don't have to do anything special. So because of that, I feel like that does help Luminosity a little bit.
Yeah, let's go on a limb here, Dan, while we have a second. What do you think are like 3 win conditions for LG right now? Like, what do they need to happen if they want to win this map?
They need to be able to disrupt the defaults. They can't just allow MV to just get free defaults. It needs to come at a cost of a player or something. They need to force adaptation. Okay, well that's all I have, because the game we're into the match, it seems
we're in the
pistol
match.
has started.
The HUD's a little bit messed up. No big deal. We're on a pistol round. It's still 5-on-5. Your boy Dre is playing very aggressive here at A main with that one way down. Envy is fighting for it. I mean, they have, you know, Mame on that Omen hiding in the corner, playing off of the Raze. If your boy Dre aggresses in any way, this Crossfire will definitely take him out. So it's a good little trap they've set. And now FNS and Crashies roll to the B site. This is what I was talking about before the game started. They're going to get B main control now. They're going to really, really make things hard for LG. LG is going to have to guess which site is it, right? Because there's people in B main, there's people in A main, and even Foods lurk mid. They have full map control. This is a scary round for LG.
I do feel like
Look
LG
at the rotate, Dan.
are
All
good at
5 are
playing
going
this
to be.
style.
Oh, that's not good.
It's definitely not ideal. But they just have to hit some of these shots. Oh, that seemed like it was going to go in your boy Dre's favor, but it doesn't in the end. Moving forwards, just some poking and prodding there from the Rafters position. Not yielding any kills. Caboose is going to send that Spoonbox straight down. It's going to cause some problems. Thief has found his way in for a trade, at least. So there is something going in the way of Luminosity here, but the spike will eventually be planted. And not much ground to work with for Luminosity on this retake. Food has a very good position. He's ready with the curveball too. That's
dear.
so painful. The
Good
timing
flash.
is beautiful. They have to fall back. It just wastes more and more time.
Now the dark cover comes for the door. Actually, for Heaven. These guys are just going to have to frag out coming from Heaven.
They're looking to do just that, though. They go for the drops, and it's a trade. It's looking pretty good. Boost with a nice connection onto Crashies. It's down to Mummy. Oh!
Whoa!
Okay, Stella, he's got a chance now. He's got to really hit this kill off at the first peak, but it's not even coming to him. It's just he just needs a little bit of leg. That's basically it. And the pain shell's coming in as well. Completely denies him an ability to do anything here, and Caboose even gets the kill to charge up that ultimate. Just that little bit more.
The old CS jiggle peek coming in from Caboose. Making things so hard, right? You're just jump spotting. You're not trying to frag, you know, the guy in the site in the one-on-one. You're just trying to make him very uncomfortable. You're trying to see if he's on the spike. You're trying to get an exact location of him. What is he up to? Is he pushing me right now when he tapped the spike? Is he sticking it? Is he in an off angle further in the distance? You're not sure. So you're just trying to like figure out some information, any information with those jiggle peaks. And Caboose played that perfectly.
So now we move into the anti-eco. And again, Envy is a team that they know how to do this. Again, this is one of those things from CS, which I think it took some years in CS for teams to really start to understand how to best approach it, because you want to be able to find information. You want to be able to find out like where the players are. On the other side, you want to see if you can bait rotations. You want to find the holes. You want to avoid the stacks. Like there's lots of nuance to doing that, and Envy is a team that's going to be very familiar with this.
Yeah, and you can see Caboose is going towards A main. He has that boom bot. He's probably going to aggressively fight for this A main control. Meanwhile, at B, you see Food. So they separated these two duelists out. And I can tell from how Envy's approaching, you know, where they are up in these barriers, the duelists are going to fight for those extremities. So Food is going to fight for B main, likely with a flash, maybe a recon from Crashies to aid him in that. He's definitely going to get help from Crashies or FNS. And meanwhile at A, Mame is going to help Caboose get A main control. I think they're going to spot out... Oh, Dre actually sold the shotgun. So this is kind of like a full eco here coming out of Luminosity with the exception of the Sheriffs.
Always like to see the Sheriff on a Proto. And your boy Dre as well, the other one. Makes sense.
There you go. They got both lobby controls already. We're just several seconds into this round. They have A main, B main, and Crashies is already gearing up to take mid. You can see they've left B main, but placed an alarm bot there. So just in case there's a counter aggression in B main, Envy will be alerted. LG is trying to collapse on mid.
Timing is actually really good because it's at the same moment that Envy are looking to push into B through B main. So there will be a fast response there. It just depends on how long Proto can hold on by himself. Shouldn't be for too long, honestly. He's just stuck there. Oh, he gets a headshot with the Sheriff. And I don't think he can get anything else. The paranoid comes through to deny him, but it was a good effort. It's really the best you could expect. And the spike will be planted there. That is given to Food.
They give it to the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Like, every I is dotted, every T is crossed in this game for Envy. It's so different from what we saw versus FaZe. They really have intention with every little piece of utility. The ult orb's going to Food. Sometimes they go to Caboose, depending on what they have in store. You can see what they're going for, though.
In comes the paint shells, and it will be difficult to find a way. There is a paranoia on Stella still, but I don't think he wants to burn it. And indeed, Envy able to lock it down and just, I think, you know, we highlighted it as the round sort of went through its different phases, just all of the different efforts that Envy, you know, did, or efforts they made, sorry, to make it safe.
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt you, but this round with all these Spectres and where Food is at, our entire round is likely going to be revolved around getting Food and ult orb. So he's heading over to B. I think he's the most important player in this early round because they're going to fight tooth and nail for B main. They're going to get it because there's just a Cypher there. They're also going to try to fight for A main. And he is going to get that orb in like 1 second.
Luminosity, you know, they do take cat control, so it's the poor man's A main control because you'd rather probably have A main, but
I like that, Dan.
But if you can have something, you at least can take that control. If you lose A main, the other team invests there, we will probably be able to take cat control, but it is definitely not too difficult for the attackers if they really want to get you out of those positions on cat as well.
Yeah, I love this look from FNS, by the way, putting that alarm bot in B main after you aggress. So they got the ult on Food, like I mentioned previously. They smoked A main pretty aggressively, so they have A main. And LG is just guessing right now. I mean, I wish I could tell you they have some kind of deep strategy, but they have no map control. They're just guessing. So you can see that Envy's prodding out the map right now. They put the turret down. They're sending the drone in. They're smoking market. They're really trying to sell this B hit, but it's actually an A hit.
Joke's over. You're dead.
And there it is. You're talking about it. They're running back from Food to enter onto the side. That's insane. He's just so good, isn't he? Instantly taking down the defenders of the A side, and it doesn't leave very much left in the tank here for Luminosity. Thief caught out a little bit there, but still recovers.
Take flight.
A 3v3 on the retake. Alt advantage with Envy, though. If necessary, the showstopper is there. But they may not... Oh, hello!
Oh.
Moose! Let's go. Able to find another edge. 3 versus 2 now. There's one more player in hell, and they should have a good
he's
sense
dead.
of it. The TP comes through. He's able to escape around Jen somehow, and he's going to find a frag out of it to reset the situation. The trade comes through from Thief, leaving Food, coming from Rafters. They're going to realize it. There's the lineup for the hot hands, and it's good, but will it do enough damage in time? Looks like it will pull him off of the spike defuse, but it's coming back in. There's nothing that Food can do to stop it, and the round will go to Luminosity. What an insane retake.
That is an incredible retake off the back of that frag from Moose. I mean, he was pretty silent, if I'm being honest, on Haven. He's one of their star players normally. They need him to become activated. And what better time than to shut down this bonus round from Envy? Because if they won this, it would have been a nightmare of a half for LG. It's a huge round. Bring it back 2-1. The full buys come out for both teams here. Oh, but Dre is only on a shotgun, Dan.
Yeah, but he looks like he wants to go aggressive A main. I wanted to make a point about some of this early round control, but we might go into that later because we do have a very aggressive looking Envy in that B main.
Caboose could definitely enter this with a showstopper, just satcheling in. And there's 2 people nested in the site. He could have tons of impact based on the location of these players.
Crashes, sends a drone up into the site. There goes the satchel and the showstopper to find Moose and landing, almost taking down a Proto as well. Still alive though, but the trade is there, and now they have the side control. And I feel like this retake is going to be significantly more difficult, more troublesome.
Spectre. Yeah, Spectre, no paranoia, Judge. No boombot on the raise. Things are looking really difficult here for LG, but Stellar, if he finds a pick, changes everything.
Ooh, curveball coming through, but no peek with that. Food knows he can't handle that situation. Falls back. Boy, Dre, it's a tough one. Oh, he finds value with the Judge. And Heath with the showstopper. The trades come through. It's down to Stella now against Finesse. Tapping the bomb, forcing Finesse forward, forcing the swing. And he gets it again, Luminosity. Sean, if we go back and we do a snapshot of what they had going into this retake, you just feel like it's like a 5% retake or something.
Yeah. I mean, you're dealing with a Killjoy in a post plant. You're dealing with a Sova who has recons. You're dealing with Mame who has smokes. You're dealing with Food who still had his molly and a flash. Like, think about the utility they had to get through with those 3 players with a Judge and a Spectre, and they made it happen. That's a devastating blow for Envy's mental, in my opinion. To lose to that retake, oh, that's a painful one for Envy.
Yeah, and Envy, like they understand that the way that the B setups work. That whole round was designed with the showstopper, like using all the ults and so on, to specifically deal with what Luminosity do on the B site. And we can talk more about that later because we do have the result here, which is a crippled economy.
Mad Lads about to get Food both orbs this round. No, FNS has to get this one B for his lockdown, right? Surely. Share Food. Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they just double orbing Food every round because there's no control from Luminosity. So
yeah, Luminosity seems like they're okay with giving him those orbs.
I mean, it seems suboptimal, but again, like Luminosity are finding ways to win these rounds. So Envy, we talked about the clutch factor, how important that would be leading into this game, and so far Luminosity are showing that is an advantage for them.
Both duels get past the paint shell again.
Oh! He nails 3! That's insane. He's trying to copy Caboose, and I think he's done a really good job of it from that last game. And that's just going to leave Crashies left alone here. And that's it. That's over. I don't even understand how these players are this good, Sean. It's a little scary.
I don't get
just
it.
as you set it up too. Well,
they are
if they've
so
snuck past
mechanically skilled. It's literally like they're playing aim lab and they just don't feel pressure. and they're just so focused on their aim. It's unreal to watch the mechanics of some of these players in these high pressure situations. He has some of the best aimers in NA storming at him. Food and Caboose got past the paint shells. They're on both sides of him, and he's dueling his way out of that scenario.
Envy like winning the rounds all the way up to like the last 10% of the round, and then they falter because of the clutch coming through, the mechanics coming through. And once again, we'll see both challenge on A and B main.
Yeah, and would you look at Dre? He's hiding. Oh, he's in big trouble. Or is he? He just comes back out and takes the duel. He gets out. I thought he was going to get paint shelled, but he's so quick to the fight. Oh my goodness.
And they reset the situation. It's a 5 versus 4, or rather a 4 versus 5, I should say, from Envy's perspective on the attack. And you can see that, you know, if you give it a bit of space, Luminosity have that advantage. They're going to fall back, and we get a fake coming through. And that's a smart play against Luminosity because they don't have info at all. So
yeah, it should draw the ult out of Moose, and there it is. Moose is going to take out that Killjoy ult. This is an A hit, and Food is again having success in the run it back. Double entry twice now. This is in his molly too. Trying to knife his teammate. This man is just I'm just kidding.
That's a big kill to find as well. That's no luck now. That means they know that the 2 remaining players on the site, they're getting tags with the recon as well, so they have info. Again, Luminosity, in fact, I should say Luminosity look like they are going to win this retake from the get-go. Normally it looks like they're at a disadvantage, but they're looking strong now. Another tag coming through. That's the drone. Mummy with the paranoia though. That's huge. That allows Food to get a free kill. And there's the flash ready as well. The timing is
broken. They know both must come heaven, Dan. Look at the flash.
And there it is. They line up for Mummy and Envy close down. They close down a round. This is an insane matchup so far because it doesn't feel like Luminosity should be competitive, but they are so very competitive and so very dangerous.
Exactly. I mean, it doesn't feel like they should be in this game. They're giving up the orbs. They're giving up A main. They're giving up B main. You know, they're in deficits in post-plant scenarios. They're not breaking the door there on the retake, so the 2 defenders in the site can recognize, you know, everyone must come from heaven. Everyone must come from heaven. Now, that's not... Luminosity's just missing a couple things in these rounds, and they would be way ahead.
Oh, I love this. Your boy Dre there pulls out the knives. He's going aggressive. Almost to cover his position. That's not going to work out. The jump peeking the top mid will deal with him. And then the orb pickup again. Honestly, I feel like there's a record happening. Envy collecting the most orbs in a game for a single team in a matchup. Because none of these orbs are being challenged, or it doesn't ever seem like it's in question that they'll pick up all of the orbs that they want.
Yeah, I will say it is very hard for the defenders on Ascent to get either orb, B main or A main, but it's also usually hard for the attackers because the defenders put an immense amount of pressure on them. So, this is this is sketchy.
The judge, I bet on the judge every time in this scenario.
Same.
Every time. The judge is always good for it. Out come the knives, and he'll just get sprayed through as Finesse runs on through, but they've locked down the choke point. There's no entry. There's nothing gained for losing those 2 players. Absolutely nothing. Oh, I love this though, Mummy. He's going to try to make this work. From the shadows comes in, and there's a post plant somehow now because of the Omen ultimate. It's going to require a lot.
He gives us smoke for Crashies. Crashies has his goal.
Player standing.
They'll go straight through though, and Proto has no issue taking them both down. So it was a good attempt. I really like the try to just figure out a way to win the round there with the ult, but it's kind of crazy, Sean. But it feels like Luminosity are about to take over the match. Do you get that feeling as well?
I mean, I'm getting that vibe as well, Dan. I will say Crashies has that Sova ult, but yeah, it's weird because even though strategically Envy looks so good, LG does all of the things better that I find meta right now. Whether that be shotgunning, having a jet, creating space, you know, the chaotic moments where someone uses a movement ability. They're doing all of those things better than Envy, which are kind of like the intangibles of this specific meta. It's so interesting, this matchup.
Actually fighting for main control, and your boy Dre, was close to get that one. Oh, Beef, though, somehow gets all 3 kills, and that's just wiping out the eco completely. Very little going into this round for Envy. And looking like it's looking like a clean round for Luminosity, and that's going to build up their bank quite nicely. And so here we are, Sean. What needs to change for Envy? Because you feel like, again, they're getting all of the edge.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know, Dan. I don't know what they do to get to the next gear, right? They're already getting all the orbs. They're already having their duelist be activated. They're already setting their duelist up for success. Crashies is already doing good on the lurk. FNS is already getting B main control. So I don't know. I really don't know what the answer is for Envy right now, other than to secure their post rounds a little bit better. It's not the initial battles that typically don't go their way, but this will be different. This is a heavy fight for A main control from LG. It looks like for once in this game, they're going to actively fight for this very hard.
The showstopper's up though, Sean. So if we see resistance from Envy, I feel like
Envy gave it to them. So Dre's going to go to Y, and this is a cat hit, which is the first time I think we've seen Envy try something like this. The recon clears out close.
Ball comes through from Crashies. Trying to find those A defenders, clearing out space for his teammates, taking tree control, but this is going to be a scary situation. The recon comes through. Food is really close. He wants to punish this one very quickly as the snaps come through as well. And Luminosity looking pretty good on this hold. They gave up a lot of space, and Envy is sending it all the way through. Oh, your boy Dre with the timing there, finding one, and somehow Finesse is alive still. But not for too much longer, it seems. Crashies, last man standing. And they know exactly where he is. Spikes down on the ground. This shouldn't be winnable here for Crashies. They line up though, and it's just small chance to get 2 kills, but the trade is in. And it's Luminosity 6-3 now, and a small part of me wonders that they didn't take a main control Envy because they knew that the showstopper was out, or available at least.
Yeah, maybe so. The individual plays from LG though coming up big. Your boy Dre just 200 IQ, dodging the drone, killing the guys on Cat instead of pushing into the Sova. He's taking the low-hanging fruit right there. And honestly, I think he probably gets the 2K without the Cypher ult messing up, the hit, like the aim kind of look on his screen, the Cypher outline. Wow, so well played from him and Moose.
Yeah, really impressive so far. Luminosity, they just keep on surprising you. Dude has crept into market though. He's gonna. Oh, this could be huge. He's definitely found a timing with this one. Oh, Moose has Thief's back though. Great cover. This eco is not going to do too much from Envy. And just like that, it's pretty much over. The best look possible for Envy in this first half should be 5 rounds.
Yeah. Wow. LG has come back into this game, and they look like the favorites at this point in this map. Easily they look like the favorites. I mean, I don't think this is a super defender-sided map when I watch it at the top level of pro play and NA. So where they find themselves right now is up 7-3. At the worst case scenario, it's a 7-5, and that's a huge win. Like that's crazy. LG with a great comeback into this half.
Yeah, it's been really interesting to just see how it's happening too, because it's just, again, I used the word surprising. I think it's a good one. And mid play comes out from Luminosity. They're mixing things up. We asked what Envy needs to do differently, but Luminosity, that mid aggression, we haven't seen that before. And Caboose is going to go straight in with the showstopper to meet it. Looking quite difficult now for both teams. The lurk is caught by Stellar. Finesse was trying to gain ground. He was expecting to have more free space there to move into B, but with that kill, that changes everything. But as I say that, Mummy finds
they can't
one
help
also.
themselves, Dan. They can't help themselves.
They can't.
The trade's coming back and forth, but Stellar is making a play. He is making a massive play to cut B main right now, get all of that info, and that's really eye-opening for someone like a Proto who's back middle right now. He also has the cam at A. So think about all of the info right now that LG has with Stellar there, the cam at A. They pretty much know exactly where NB has to be.
Great angle too. Easy frag from Stellar. And that's going to be awful now for Mummy. He doesn't. Oh, he's going to get the TP,
ult.
Sean.
He can go A, Dan.
30 seconds
Do it.
left.
But the
That was
Stellar
so crazy.
preemptively ulted before.
Yeah.
That could have been one of the most colossal fails from an. He would have literally TP'd out of the site in a
Yeah.
1-on-2. It would have been epic. It would have been a fail of epic proportions if we saw that happen. But we don't.
I really wish we would have. That would have been.
You are
just
evil.
so
You are
funny.
evil for
It
wanting that, Daniel.
When I saw the TV, I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna happen, isn't it? But either way, we're into the next one, and Luminosity 8-3. They might get a 9-3 here. They've got your boy Dre on that operator. It is a 4-buy here for Envy. They're going for a B play. Heavy focus here. There goes the shock dart to try to destroy that lockdown. Although actually,
Shells do not break it. These guys are gonna get detained.
uh-oh, that's the problem. Do they get punished though? That's the question. How goes Food with the run it back, trying to find value in spawn. Like, it's haunted. It's a full retake, and we know just quite how strong Luminosity have been on these retakes so far, and they don't have any ults really to work with. Crashies has that defensive Hunter's Fury, sending it up spawn. It's a great angle for it. Also into market. It's such a difficult ultimate to deal with. Food in this position is so dangerous as well. This is looking so difficult for Luminosity. I can't say it enough, but in comes the split through market, through spawn, trying to find the frags, trying to work their way into the site. Envy now.
He's stuck
Pressed
that ult. He's market flanking. Mummy with the ult to flank market.
And it's looking pretty good here for Envy. Mummy able to take down everybody. Goose is the last man standing, but that's going to be the end of the half. Envy scraping together one more round to finish that first half with 4 total. That's not a good look, but it might be enough.
I mean, I couldn't have thought of a better word. They really were scraping those rounds out. Every round just seemed like such a struggle. But when we watch LG win their rounds, you know, it almost looks kind of effortless, if I'm being honest. They're kind of just, you know, casually coming in and just playing off of each other so well, playing with confidence, aggressively swinging like this. You know, the rounds for LG just go so much smoother when I'm watching them on this map. And that scares me a little bit right now because they're playing simple, and, you know, the whole KISS saying, Dan, keep it simple.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it's so funny too, because as you say, like, they look more confident and like they have a better flow, but they've been working with way more disadvantages.
Yes.
So there's this massive cognitive dissonance with that. That's so fascinating. We get a main aggression.
Envy pushed to Gelato, and these guys going up catwalk heard that. So look at the reaction. They're just going mid through the smoke. What a read.
However, there is a 2-man setup on that B site.
Yeah, I'm scared for Cypher and Sova. But the push was spotted out. So they recognize that Envy has pushed A. But did they realize someone's in their spawn?
Take flight.
Reset into a heavy B main. Doing bot for info there, coming in from the boost on the defense. Oh my god, I'm gonna get shock dart. Yeah, that's a great shock dart coming through on the Caboose, and the attack comes through onto the B side, but the defenders are still largely alive here for Envy. Finally, Caboose will go down at least, but there we go. Your boy Dre able to clear out the site now. Envy having to fire from spawn. They've got also Mummy coming in from B main.
The paranoia, Dan. A paranoia. And look where they are. They're clustered together in the most common spot to send a paranoia.
Here.
Oh dear. This paranoia is going to be lethal.
Envy waiting
Everything
for
is
the
going to be
moment.
on the back of the paranoia recon combo. There's a smoke,
go.
there's the recon, there's the paranoia.
And Food comes through with crashes, and it's just looking immaculate. Just as you said, waiting for those abilities to come off cooldown, sending them in, coordinated push.
Even
Fantastic
the
play.
TPs, the food. I mean, everything just seems like it has a reason when you're watching Envy, right? You just knew what was going to happen, right? How could they make the best use out of these 3 agents? Well, I would be smoking the back of the site, paranoing through. If the guys are all paranoid, they can't break the recon, so I'll probably shoot one of those too. Yeah, that seems optimal. Let's do that. Envy looks so drilled.
And this is how it starts. This is how the combat begins. Especially on the defender side, it takes a lot of pressure off to not have to face the attackers when they are able to dictate the pace from the get-go. And instead, We're going to see some aggression towards A main, coming in from Luminosity. Pain Shells to deny any denial of the ultimate orb, which your boy Dre will pick up. Envy
that's
forced to
beautiful.
retake A main, and they're going to get it.
That's beautiful. That's exactly what I was talking about last half when there's re-aggression for that A main orb. The paranoia, the Molotov. Now Food's jiggle peeking. All right. He sees that they've come back in A main. He's calling it to his teammates. He is hanging around for a little bit long here, Dan.
It's Food, and we must trust him.
It's true. He is hungry.
Reset coming through from Luminosity, trying to find their way onto a pick. They do have a couple of sheriffs, as we've seen before. Thief on the Ghost. And your boy Dre might find a pick. I mean, there are some angles to work with around Catwalk, for sure, but Envy playing extremely passive setups. They know time is working in their favor right now, and especially with that dark cover on B main, it doesn't give... Like, they're shepherding Luminosity up mid,
I mean,
effectively.
they have the
Okay.
alarm bot mid, so they know no one's
30
mid. They have the
seconds left.
turret holding B main. They have the dark cover B main, so no one can really compete. This A side, though, is really weak right now. Really, really weak. They're susceptible to the split.
Door be broken. Oh, I was just about to say they need an insane entry, and your boy Dre delivers. But Crashy, his backside still with the Spectre, takes down your boy Dre. There's the second one as well. Oh, Crashy's is going absolutely ham in the sight. And now it's just Stella. He's got nothing. It's a good attempt. Crashy's though. He did what he needed to do to keep everything under control.
Yeah, that got really scary when your boy Dre hits that one shot right there, you know, and it's a 5-on-1 in the A site for about 5 seconds. You really feel like LG is going to steal it and just run away with the game. But Crashies comes up with the most heroic round I've seen out of him, in the last week probably, because he's had some crazy rounds. But they needed that. They really needed that 3K on MB to keep the comeback possible. And now they're going to try to get this bonus round we keep talking about. Are they going to be able to weather the gun differential here?
E main control goes to Envy. Using that one way. Oh, and just Fury out from Crashies. Almost using that for information if players are going up Catwalk in the timing, but right now Envy are playing with very little info. As you say, Sean, before that, they have that alarm bot in mid, and they've got A main control, so they're giving up Catwalk and Tree for free.
Yeah, but on the other side of the coin, I mean, LG has nothing. I mean, they haven't activated this alarm bot mid. They haven't taken cat control. They haven't taken A main control. They haven't taken B main control. And there's only 55 seconds in the round. They just broke that alarm bot. There's 3 people on the B side, a turret, and 2 Molotovs. This will be a hard take.
See what they can do with it, though. They've really surprised us many times. Maybe this will be one more of those. The boy Dre, we follow him, looking for the entries, but it's finesse. My goodness, with that Spectre as well. They're making it look like they're working with Phantoms right now. This trade's come through from Luminosity, but it's down to Stella. He's at a man disadvantage as he swings into this B site. He's got to find 2 players. He is against the blocker as he starts to encircle these bomb side boxes, and now it's just one left.
No spike.
Oh no. He has to get to the spike. You're right. You're totally right. Food is there to God. He's caught in the open, but still with the Sheriff, he makes it good for Envy as they pick up one more round, and they're about to equalize with Luminosity as they trail just 1.
What an insane 2K coming up from the in-game leader. FNS finally coming up big for the team, holding down that stairs position with a Spectre, nonetheless, at a heavy disadvantage. For him to find 2 frags there, oh, that's a big round for Envy, and you can see what it means for LG. They're saving here. We could be looking at an 8-8 game. I can't believe we're here. It seems like every time I think a team's going to win, the other team starts winning.
It's a tough look for Luminosity, looking to find their feet and their momentum now. Walk up Catwalk. It has been the weak spot in many of these Envy setups. By design, of course. Envy know that that's their weak spot too, so they have contingency plans. And here comes a drone, so just check it, and it's going to spot a couple players. Big win for Envy, but also maybe a chance here for Thief. He's in a forward position. Actually starts to get out of there, realizes he gets split on. Mummy able to defend through the smoke. And Food is lurking in wine, and they didn't realize your boy Dre's going to have to do something insane here, but Finesse is going to calm it all down once again. 8 to 8.
FNS coming in big right here. I mean, that's a hard kill to get. A Jett just floating in the middle of grass. You cannot guess that angle. That's you can't have the right crosshair placement on that Jett floating through the air with her daggers out. That's impossible. So the fact that FNS got that frag, settling in now, we're at 8-8. Both teams on a full buy. We have some big ults building for both teams. This is where LG really has to show us something special, Dan.
And I think that they recognize that. They've taken a tactical timeout to figure it out, one would assume. Get everybody on the same page. What would you be talking about in a tactical timeout here for Luminosity?
Well, LG definitely plays a different style than the style I would probably run. So that's the thing. I'm not sure. I think they're probably going to try to get fights into their duelist hands, right? So whether that be somehow activating your boy Dre, right? With a cat smoke, a drone out of this tiles position, and having Dre just, I don't know, walk up towards market or something. Walk into middle and just actively look for kills. Because it looks like their style is more revolving around letting their duelist shine than Envy style of, coordinating this massive synergistic push together, combining abilities.
The defenders, they switched up the Killjoy utility. They're running a different setup too, Sean.
Oh yeah, FNS dumped everything on Catwalk. Yeah, Dre is just walking up mid behind this drone. He's literally just walking right into market right now. The difference in styles is so apparent between these teams. He's gonna keep going. He's gonna keep going. Ooh.
Breaking the door. They're going to reset back off of this. They've suggested B play. That would normally, I feel like that would normally pull a rotation. But right now, it's actually pulling an info play from the B players who feel the pressure.
FNS is looking spawn from grass, but this push from Food. Yeah, you can't read that. You have to be worried about the dart. Great re-aggression on market from Envy. And they're in a 5-on-4, a clean 5-on-4, Dan.
Envy are putting Luminosity in some difficult positions here. It seems like Luminosity don't know what to do when they're kind of pausing in the mid round there, but moving back into a split on this B side. They've got to deal with Crashies. It's got to be good, but not even looking the right way. It's a good trade from Thief, and he's able to collect this. Oh, there we go. He's able to collect the spike as he makes his way through now, but they need side control still, and the rotation is already there. It's behind them. It's in market. It's in spawn, and it's Food at the back of the site to make matters worse. And he's able to come back into it, although the punish is in. And Proto, he can't find it. He can't find it, not this time. And Envy take the lead, and it doesn't look like they are going to drop any momentum at all. And Sean, I feel like we're starting to see some of the limitations for Luminosity calling in the mid-round.
Oh my goodness. I mean, limitations maybe. I think they had a good play to try to get Dre activated, but Envy is just all over everything right now. Tactically, they're just way ahead right now in this matchup, and it's making things really, really hard for the aimers on LG. There's just not a lot of openings. And Food just, I don't even understand. Every time he pops this running back, he's just getting 2 frags. I've never seen anything like this.
Luminosity just waiting out the same aim play.
Look at the difference. Last half when Caboose would drop that boombot, they would get a main. Meanwhile, it requires a boombot and a drone, and they still don't have a main control. Just got it, but think about what they had to spend to get it. And they have no map control. No one's B. Look at the rotate from Envy. They're pushing off Cat. They're playing aggressive.
No more charges left.
Oh, man. LG feels real tunneled right now.
Again, it feels like they are going to be forced to play the tune of Envy. On the defense, there comes the dash through, though, and the paranoias as well. Side control is there now for Luminosity, but they have to hold on to it. They've got to get the spike planted. Hunter Shuri from Moose is going to create some additional space. Boy, Dre, the Judge. This is such a good spot for the Judge. It feels good right now for Luminosity, but the lockdown's available for the Finesse. That's surely going to be stuck down at some point soon. Here we go. And a retake can commence.
Look at the flank from Caboose, Dan. Look at the flank from Caboose.
Oh, the timing is not good. Pro to be able to trade, but it's so desperate. They've got to challenge the lockdown, but there's no way for them to do it, Sean. It's just impossible. And it's going to come down to Stella's flank, but you can see that they are somewhat cognizant. Walking past Finesse, but maybe not. Finesse will catch Stella 10-8 now. That's every round in this second half, I think.
Yeah, I love that round. I love that round because you are aware of what's going on by the lockdown, but Envy is so well drilled that they had Caboose on the flank. I mean, he has so much good utility to just destroy people if they just decide to, survive inside of wine. That would be a huge mistake if LG did that. Really, their only choice was pushing the lockdown. Based on Envy's positioning, that's just very well done from Envy.
Envy well and truly in the driver's seat now. Coming closer and closer to eliminating Luminosity in this best of 3.
Again, Grace is going to walk up into market again. They're just trying to get this star duelist his fights. But it's so hard with the utility from Envy. Look how annoying it is with his drone. It's going to tag him twice. Oh, that's so annoying.
And moving that Killjoy utility around again, it feels like there's just so many unknown elements all the time. If you're Luminosity, it feels just so hard to predict what's happening. We get this mid-control again, and it is something that's being effectively given to them. You might see reaggressions as we have in the past, but generally it's being given to them. And they're going to rotate back into some CAD control now with that forward market control. They might be able to do some damage with Moose, who's been left in this position.
I mean, the problem is, Dan, is they have no A main control. So who's going to get Mame out of that wine position? Who? Oh,
Delayed
they're going to
food.
come right into food. What an amazing wall.
30 seconds left.
Oh.
That's pretty big. Food, though, he's just unstoppable.
enemy remaining.
3 kills quickly. In fact,
Spike
everyone...
down A.
People are dying so fast. There's no
Everyone's
way to
dead, Dan.
commentate that. That's impossible. Moose coming through, and it's so unfortunate for Moose because it feels as though his position didn't have impact. Ultimately, that
10
deep market
seconds
position, unable for him to find much with that.
Wow. I mean, we said last half, the score didn't, honestly, it didn't really reflect what we were casting and what we were saying. And I think we're finally getting the catch up, right? it's catching up, right? Everything we were saying last half is kind of, now the rounds are actually ending how we would expect them to end. Now that Envy's on defense and they have the positional advantage of making LG make the first contact. LG looks lost. I mean, Envy looks strategically like the better team. Their duelists are on fire. The only thing that's really missing when I watch Envy right now is Mame being super activated on the op like he sometimes is. FNS and Crash, he's finding value. But the duelists, food and Caboose. I mean, this is a star performance from both of their duelists.
Proto's going to take that B main control, or at least that's what he's doing right now. And Luminosity haven't been that confident around A main. Able to walk through the tree. Oh, Proto goes a little bit deep there, and Killer comes in through to the A side at least, but Mummy's there also with the operator, so it's going to be hard to deal with him. But lots of ways to survive. It's a good angle. Doesn't have to overcommit as well. Gets a kill. That's all he needed to get. Able to get send forth the dark cover. That's going to block off A main, so they have to play on site to help each other. Plant comes through.
Paranoia for the planner. This guy's dead, dude.
Oh, they're all getting absolutely destroyed at this point. I felt like they needed that clutch. They needed that clutch to go their way, and it's 12 rounds now. Match point, series point for Envy, and Luminosity are facing elimination here at Masters.
And it's not looking good. I mean, I'm not gonna... I don't know what the formula is right now for LG to get these last 4 to even get it to OT. I mean, they're just dry walking up places. The difference, you can clearly see the difference in preparation between these two teams in this matchup, in my opinion. And Envy, there is almost no world where Envy isn't winning this series in my eyes right now, because they are clearly the more drilled team.
Yeah, totally agreed.
So this is very difficult if you're an LG fan right now watching this. That recon though, double ping FNS, but they're going into the stack. There's 3 people here. It's ulting out A. So food senses, oh. They're going to continue to push? No. Okay, so Proto now has the A main.
That's a great pickup from Moose. 5 versus 4 here for Luminosity. Food in a deep position on Catwalk. I feel like Food could just ruin their day. He could ruin their entire tournament here, because here he goes with the swing. The trade's in there. That's a good response from Luminosity. They don't lose too much there. Mummy on the side, though. He's the next obstacle with that operator. Great angle. The flick comes through. He TPs off the side.
Oh, that's
Genius.
so fast.
Boost now. Watson in with the showstopper. There's not many places to go. He's probably going to get a connection if he sends that anywhere. And he finds the Proto. That's the A main player dealt with. 2 versus 2 now here. Caboose looks for his opportunity. Mummy's still on that operator, trying to work the rafters position. Caboose walks in the flank. Working that gen. There goes the trade one time. Oh, it's going to be down to these paint shots. It's going to force the swing. And Stella is good at the end of it. Scary, scary stuff.
I mean, did you see a world where Mame got out of that alive? I pretty much mained Omen for a long time, and I was like, ooh, he's in big trouble right now. I feel like he's gonna die to A main any second. He gets that kill, and he's so fast. He's so fast to ult away.
The instant ult, yeah.
God, that was so impressive.
It's so beautiful because he knows all that he has to do is guarantee that he lives after he gets a kill, and that he's done the best possible thing. It's just so awesome to see that. Oh,
the instant shock dart makes Moose get out of his drone. Crash, he's trading 100 credits for 300 credits and some HP right there between Sovas. Huge win from Envy. The wall makes LG doubt that there could be a guy Wine. I mean, this is wild. The paranoia though gets both.
Oh, this is looking a little bit awkward here for your boy Dre. He's supposed to get the entry there with the ult TP as well, but it's actually going to go both ways. These kills, finally, it starts to swing into the favor of Luminosity. And Mummy on the retake with that operator. He has a paranoia, but there's no lockdown here. Finesse is going to swing through with a Phantom. Do they realize about the camp player? Maybe they have a sense of it? If you're a Proto here, surely you have to wait longer. This would be catastrophic if he peaks too early. Oh, he just goes for the swing. I can't believe it. Sean with the Guardian, he picks it up. Mummy actually whiffs that shot, and Vanessa is sent packing, but I have to say the timing of the swing on the Proto, that maybe he felt like he wanted to confirm whether they were saving or not. I'm not sure.
Oh, that was just one of those scenarios where he's lucky Mame was there for a long time, because Mame probably got sick and bored of holding the angle. He started to calm, like thinking about the next play, and once he starts thinking about the next play, the wide ring happens, FNS falls, and now I don't know. I think Envy might not have money, Dan. So we're sitting at 12-8 wondering how it could happen, and here we are at 12-10, and it's kind of happening.
Just enough money.
Just enough money for one more buy. But here's the thing. This is a buy, and next round, if LG wins this, I actually think the correct play for Envy right here, even though they have money, is to light buy. And the reason being is because their ults are in such a way where if they do a light buy here, they could get a full buy next round and have a ton of ults. And it's just, they would be at such a heavy advantage in that particular round that should be the play. Now, it's hard to make that decision because you can buy here, and I mean, the other option would be to have like a kind of a hobbled buy here. You have no ults, and then next round you would just buy down. You would have probably a bunch of Spectres, but you would have ults to go with those Spectres and stuff. So it could go either way.
Oh man, I totally agree with you actually that I would prefer to see the light buy, because of what you're saying about generating the ults. They could have a showstopper and or a run it back, and they could guarantee a lockdown too. So well, we'll see the early fight towards B main.
Oh, there's a gap here.
Oh
no, do they expect this gap?
Oh god, this is scary. Oh, and he's right there. Both of them. Caboose gets two. Your boy Dre gets two back with the knives. And with that said, it's a 3-on-3, Sean, with over a minute to play with. This is an IGL's dream, surely.
Yeah, and the smokes are alive on attack. That's the first thing I look at in these scenarios, right? They have smokes. Okay, they can hit either site. That is now open. If that smoke agent were to fall in that skirmish, it would be catastrophic. But now they have options. They can go anywhere.
Boy Dre still with the knives as well. This HP is very low, but oh, this is so scary. Finesse. That's that cap position. They're all going to be playing from sight. The Luminosity defenders on this.
Look at the drone.
Of this
man.
one.
I think the drone is the most important piece of
Spike
utility right
planted.
now. I mean, we're in a 3-on-3, and he has a recon drone. They're going to know where 2 people are on this retake. Minimum.
Cover going out.
Paranoia available as well. So once the drone gets that info, Paranoia will, or rather, it will be clearer where the...
It didn't get the tag.
Oh, there goes the swing from Finesse. He gets a tag on one player. Finesse drops 2. It's down to your boy Dre. He's going to find 1. He's got no HP, and he's going to get taken out. And the retake is good. Envy are good. They couldn't avoid any future shenanigans. They will eliminate Luminosity from the tournament, and they themselves will move forward
Defenders
into the
win.
next round, lower round 3, and where they will face Gen G.